Kendra here, aka Prodigy, bringing you guys my post E3 video. What you see in the background is some of the games that show at both EA's and Microsoft's, as well as Ubisoft's conference. First off, let's get my opinion on the Xbox side. First, I think Xbox conference went rather well. It wasn't really surprising, wasn't amazing, but it was good. You know, it wasn't bad. They showed some of the games I wanted to see. They showed some good multi-platform games that have exclusive content first on Xbox. A lot of people was confused as to why they show multi-platform games. They did that because they have a deal with those developers to have the DLCs for those games on Xbox first, and then released later on PC and PS4. So that's why they have those multi-platform games shown on Xbox thing. They showed some new IP that look really good, like this game called Scalebound. It looked really interesting. You'll see that video in my video, as well as they show some interesting things that from the new games like Halo and the Halo collection, which they announced, where you get all 4 Halo games on Xbox One, and you get to play the Halo 2 multiplayer the way Halo 2 multiplayer was played on PC and Xbox original 10 years ago. So I'm looking forward to that. They announced some good things. They didn't announce a lot of stuff, but they did have 90 minutes of nothing but video games. So they stuck to their promise, they stuck to their word, where they said they would show nothing but games, and that's what they did. Now, they did leave out some exclusives and some new IP, but they did say they will talk about those at GDC, which is in a few months. Remedy, the developers of Quantum Break, will be bringing Quantum Break to that. They announced a new character for Killer Instinct and some other things. So I think it went rather well. I mean, of course, there's people who, you know, just doing what they do, and they want to hate Xbox because it's Xbox. And I said this in my last video and previous E3 videos, where I said that Xbox can cure cancer and people still bitch about them, because this is what gamers do. So, as I expected, people complain. I looked on Twitter, people saying at conference they didn't see a lot of exclusives, and the ones that they showed didn't look good, and they mostly showed third-party games and just shit like that. You know, people was complaining about they announced Halo 5's specs. The reason why they did that is because everyone makes resolution just a big deal. So if they didn't announce Halo specs, there'd have been people going, "Oh, ha, Halo 5 will run at 720p because it's the 720p system." So that's why they announced the specs of Halo 5, because if they didn't, people will bitch about it. And since they did, people bitch about it. This is what gamers do. This is what trolls do. This is what fanboys do. They talk shit about things regardless of whether it's good or bad. You know, one of my friends who I talk to is a Sony fanboy. You know, in a good way. I'm not by that. There's two kind of fanboys. There's the ones who are trolls who just say dumb shit, and there's the fanboys who are very logical and they say smart things. Mark's one of the people. He actually liked the Xbox reveal. He said it was pretty good. It was better than last year, obviously. But he said that it wasn't surprising because they announced a lot of the things that they had before E3 even started. So that hurt Xbox a little bit since they announced those things beforehand. But again, it wasn't bad. So hopefully at GDC we'll see a lot more, and it'll be interesting. Next year should be very interesting, especially if they don't leak the shit out first. Microsoft, watch this video. Do not tell us what you're going to show at E3 before E3 starts. That's what hurt E3 this time. So next year we'll see things like Gears of War and Halo 5, as well as anything else that they have lined up. So let's get into like Gears of War. People were saying that why didn't they show Gears of War at E3 this year? Well, Gears of War just started getting development a few months ago. I mean, the first they showed us with Gears of War in terms of teaser is Rob Ferguson showed us a picture of concept art. So that tells you that this game is still early in its development, and you can't really show a teaser trailer of something that's early in development. So they did show a picture of the Gear symbol, but they didn't show any kind of thing about the game besides that, because there's not much to show since the game is still being created. So let's move on into the EA front. They started things off with my favorite developers, BioWare. They showed some concept art into the dev diary of Mass Effect. We did not want to see that. Mass Effect fans are pretty upset right now about BioWare because we wanted to see an actual teaser trailer or some kind of gameplay or something, not concept art in a dev trailer. We are not happy about that. You know, some of the EA people or some of the fans on Twitter, well, I shouldn't say fans of BioWare, but some of the people on Twitter and gamers were saying, "Oh, Mass Effect looks interesting." Mass Effect fans are disappointed because we didn't see what we wanted to see. Then they announced a new IP, but didn't even give us a name of the IP. When you announce new IP, you gotta at least give us a name so we can know what to expect. They did show a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition. They showed it at the Xbox conference, but they showed the exact same shit from the Xbox conference at the EA conference. So it's kind of like, we saw this already. This is nothing new. They announced some of the characters, not a lot of them. They show how the gameplay works and talk about the gameplay, and that's pretty much it. But as a big fan of BioWare, I'm considering getting the $170 version of Dragon Age, or I might get the $80 version. Who knows? I'll let you guys know when I actually buy the game. Another thing with EA, they showed the Sims. I'm not a big fan of the Sims, so didn't really care about that. Sims was just there. Madden looked like shit, as it always does. NBA 15 looks like complete crap. 2K15 will be way better than NBA Live 15. I only play basketball, but I can say that right now because that game looks terrible. EA, honestly, EA didn't do good. EA's press conference was pretty lackluster. It was pretty boring. The EA Canada did a very good job. They showed some NHL 15, which I'm going to pick up when that comes out in August. They showed some more FIFA, but they look more like a reskinned FIFA 14 than actually a new FIFA game. They showed some more of the UFC, as I expected them to do. They talked about it a little bit, and that game comes out next week, so it's not really much to announce new. So again, EA kind of was just it wasn't anything special with EA. And then, they kind of gave the finger to the Xbox fan base by making Battlefield Hardlines only on PC and PS4 for the beta. Now, they did say on Spike TV that they're considering putting the Battlefield Hardlines beta on Xbox One at a later date, but still the point is you kind of alienate the fan base, and considering how Battlefield is being perceived right now, you don't want to have any bad publicity towards your series right now. Then there's Battlefront. Again, they show a dev diary. No one wants to see a dev diary of any game. They want to see gameplay. They want to see a trailer. They didn't show that with Battlefront. They just showed another dev diary, and that was pretty terrible. People saying that Ubisoft and Activision are laughing their ass off because EA did terrible. It was bad. And again, some people are sitting there and they think it's good. That's your opinion. You're allowed to think that it's good. I'm not telling you that EA was bad for everyone. I'm saying for me, I didn't really care about the EA press conference. It was just there. As for Ubisoft, Ubisoft did what Ubisoft does. Ubisoft blew the doors down and made you eat the pieces of that door. Ubisoft was great. Again, as always, they had a great E3. In my opinion, Ubisoft always wins at E3. In the last 3-4 years, I think they've had the best E3 show, and this year they did it again. They blew all their fans' minds. They blew gamers' minds, and they are delivering again. I've never played a Far Cry game, but Far Cry 4 has my attention. I can't wait to see more on that game in the coming months, and I'm probably going to buy it. Even though I never played any of the games before, this game has my attention, and the villains look very, very interesting. I cannot wait to see more of this game. I can't wait for this game to launch. Assassin's Creed looked really good, really interested in it, and has my attention fully. Before I was kind of iffy on Assassin's Creed, but now I'm fully into it. Like I said before about the one at the Xbox showing, it looked great, and they had the multiplayer to it, and they showed a little bit more single player than in this one, and it looked amazing. It's an amazing looking game. The Division always gives me chills whenever I see that game because it's a beautiful game. We always see gameplay from Ubisoft when they show their games, and it was just an amazing thing to see. I wish it came out this year, but it's not. But it is coming next year, and I'm thankful it doesn't come out this year because I'll be one broke some bitch. Because there's a lot of games come out this year that I want to play. A lot of games come out this year I plan on buying. This is going to be a big year for gaming, especially if you are on the PS4 and the Xbox One and PC. Last gen people's time to upgrade. You got to upgrade. These games are going to be better played on next gen systems, not the last gen systems. Then they announced a new Rainbow Six. It wasn't Rainbow Six Patriots as I thought and as others thought. It was a new Rainbow Six game, Rainbow Six Siege. It kind of has like a little SWAT team look to it, kind of like they're taking a page out of, like, I shouldn't say they're taking a page, but they're kind of like doing the same thing as Battlefield Hardline, as they're not being so much into a modern war thing. But who knows what we're seeing with this game, because it was just a pre-alpha footage. It wasn't a lot of detail on, besides the fact that it looked like a SWAT team type of thing. It was great. Again, Ubisoft delivered as they always do. They announced a lot of cool things overall. I think it's just a great conference for E3 at E3 for Ubisoft. Again, I don't know what anybody else can do. I don't know what Sony can do. I don't know what Nintendo can do. Ubisoft won E3 already. It doesn't matter what anybody else announces. Ubisoft has so far won E3, and I'm really looking forward to the upcoming fall for the games that they are releasing this year. They have an Xbox exclusive coming out called Shape Up. It's a kind of a fitness game which looks pretty interesting. I won't buy it, but it looks like a fun game for those who are interested in those kind of games. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed E3. I have some more updates as the event goes on. The Sony conference, as well as so many games that are coming out that they show by the end of the week, since it is going to be running till what, Thursday or Friday. So I have more updates coming from E3 and let you guys know what I think of what's coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I didn't really include anything from Sony in this video because I'm not really a Sony channel or a Sony player. I don't think they can announce anything that will get me by PS4. I don't think they can announce anything that will change my opinion on Ubisoft winning E3. So until then, guys, you says Arcane Prodigy. Oh, before I go, I do want to talk about one of my favorite games of all time, The Witcher.